Thanks for downloading another segment from the Best of the Classic Metal Show. The Classic Metal Show is heard live on Saturdays from 9 p.m. to 3 a.m. Eastern, exclusively at www.theclassicmetalshow.com. And now here's another piece of Classic Metal Show history on the Best of the Classic Metal Show.
The Classic Metal Show.
As you know, last week we gave the fans a new show, but it was pre-recorded, but it was still funny nevertheless. They got their full 6 hours of the Classic Metal Show, and
dude, it was pre-recorded. It wasn't good. That's why I didn't listen last week. I'm the evil Batman.
You know what? That's one thing I want to know, and I'm going to open up the phone lines to ask this question, and if anybody can give me an intelligent answer on this question, I want you to call in.
Yeah.
But what is it about pre-recorded interviews or a pre-recorded show that makes people feel that it's not worth listening to if it's not live?
Yeah,
that's the question I have. What is it about a pre-recorded interview or the pre-recorded show that would say, it's pre-recorded, I'm not going to listen?
Yeah, why don't you call in there, evil Batman?
I want to know the answer. I want to know, what is it? Is it that they feel that the magic is not there, or it's just magic? Well, you know, that it's like something's going to happen during the show that's unexpected, or you want to hear it first, but if it's pre-recorded, it's just not as good.
Right.
I see. That's the question I have, because when we give the fans probably 50 live shows a year, 50 out of 52 weeks.
Yeah, I would think so.
Give or take, depending on what's going on. If there's a concert or special event.
Really, the way it usually works out is there's usually 2 shows a year that you and I are going to.
Well, then of course we got holidays too. Like Christmas or something. Maybe we won't do it on Christmas or whatever.
Christmas is about the only holiday I don't think we would do, because we've done live on other holidays.
But we've had the best of show, and then we've had like the top 20 countdown show.
Right.
And then periodically you and I can't do a show, so at least we take the time out of the week to make sure there is a new show, even though it's pre-recorded.
Yeah, exactly.
So my question to you, and I'm opening up the phone lines, 800-497-5891. Free, by the way, free. 800-497-5891. I want somebody to explain to me, if you think an interview is canned or pre-recorded, or the show is pre-recorded, why don't you have any interest in listening? What is it about it that you go, I'm not going to listen to that?
Yeah,
it's not live.
I won't even hammer you for being an ass.
I'm just curious. I want to know what the mindset is. So if anybody can answer that question, or you believe that, I want to hear from you.
Studio Pro. Talking Metal is all pre-recorded, and we don't like them that much.
Well, we don't like them because they're just idiots.
Yeah, in person or recorded, they're stupid.
Yeah. So they could be live, they do that stupid, talking metal on Fuse.
Yeah, that's live.
Awful.
I can see where the magic is there.
Yeah, 2 dopes.
Yeah.
So, I guess that nobody has the answer because the phone's not ringing.
Nobody gonna call you. Where's Mikey? He's already in bed.
Yeah, he's sleeping.
Yeah. He's tucked away in his little fucking SpongeBob PJs.
That's funny.
Meanwhile, his old man is listening, and his mom is just getting more and more pissed that they're spending more and more time dedicated to this dumb show.
Right. She comes out wearing her sexiest, lingerie, and he's just like, "Wait a minute, the show's not over yet."
Not now, honey. They're recapping KK.
All right, we got a phone caller here.
Right.
Hail and kill, caller. You're on the air.
Good evening, gentlemen. Hail and kill.
All right, it's Doghouse. He's got an answer for us. Give us an answer, Doghouse.
Well, I don't necessarily have an answer, but I think out of principle, not necessarily with your shows, because I listened all last week, to most of last week's show. And after you said it was pre-recorded, I didn't turn it off and didn't have a problem with it. But I think out of principle, people just assume that because something's not live, it's just not going to be that good.
Why?
It's not going to be spontaneous, or it's going to be half-assed or something like that.
Well, what did you think of last week's show?
Sounded like it was live. Unless you hadn't said it, I wouldn't have known.
Right. It was funny, too, right?
Yeah, it was fine.
Did you enjoy the Ace Frehley segment?
Oh, God. I was just trying to remember what was on it, and you said Ace Frehley, and I just heard that boing, 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 boing bass line.
So were we dead on with the music or song comparisons?
Oh God, yeah, and I was glad the phones weren't open, because I didn't want to have to chime in on that whole Rock Me Amadeus debate over who did that song.
Well, what?
No, what was the one you were arguing about?
Well, I said it was Falco, and
no, it was Der Kommissar was the one that you were arguing about.
Well, what I'm saying is I said it was Falco who did it, and I looked it up, and Chris was right, too. Another band at the same time did the same song. It was called After the Fire.
Right.
ATF. And both versions sound almost identical.
Right, and why do we even know these things?
Well,
why do we even remember them?
Because I was working in Camelot Music Record Store when that all came out, so that's all I had to listen to all damn day.
And apparently I'm just queer.
You're a fag.
Well, I had an aunt who was a teenager at the time, so that's how I know it.
Yeah, so there you go. So it's not spontaneous, just like I said, Chris. People think nothing cool is going to happen because it's pre-recorded.
Well, it's a good thing we were able to get a hold of Doghouse here, at 2 o'clock this afternoon to get this recorded.
That's right. Aren't you glad I called? I got up early to call.
Right. So.
But actually, if you really want to know, I kind of just assume that most of the interviews are taped.
Why would you assume that? Live. Why would you assume that?
Because I've heard guests they'll refer to something that's going to happen on such and such a date, and it will have already been last week.
Okay.
Yeah, we can't help that. What are we going to do? Hold on. You know what? I'm going to address that exact point with you, Doghouse. If we were pre-recording these things when they said that, wouldn't we edit it out?
Oh, okay. You would think.
You would think, yeah.
But then that would kind of disrupt the flow of whatever the guy was saying.
Not necessarily.
You could just edit out the whole question.
Yeah.
But the thing is that's one thing that we like about the show is that we can get these guests on live.
Sure.
So, it's just I don't know, it's something that we pride ourselves in the fact that we do give you the live experience, and maybe we spoil people. And when it isn't live, they go, it's not going to, like you said, it's not going to be spontaneous. It's not going to be cool. Nothing wacky's going to happen.
I think if people just gave it a shot, they probably assume that it's just, been parceled together throughout the week, rather than you guys just sitting there, riffing on stuff rather than, okay, now we got to do a segment about this. Can you spare a few minutes? Can you spare 10 minutes to do this part here Thursday afternoon? Right. Okay, then we'll pick it up again on Friday evening, and I guess they just assume it would break the flow of the thing.
I don't know. When we record the show, we do it all in one shot.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
When we do terrestrial, when we do either one of them, we do them both in one shot. When we do have to pre-record this show, we do it in one. What's it take us? 3.5 hours
to do the 6-hour show. It takes us about 3.5 hours to do all the speaking parts.
And you just plug the music in later? Or
Yeah. We Chris does all the editing and patching all the music in and everything like that. So.
Oh, right. Well, I think if people just got over their hang-ups, so to speak, I think they probably might be surprised about it, because I really couldn't tell the difference.
Sure. Well, speaking of hang-ups there, Doghouse.
Holy shit.
What is wrong with you? I know, I'm an ass.
The only guy that calls in to talk serious about something we're doing, and that's how you treat him. Oh, my God.
Well, he said he likes spontaneity, and that was spontaneous, yes or no?
Wow. All right.
Anybody else?
Probably not now.
Nice. See, that's what people like about the live show. You just never know what's going to happen.
Hell, I didn't see that one coming.
Oh, boy, look at Nate S. Axel have evil Batman call in and hang up on him. The hang-ups only work once.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness, that was funny. Look at Chipper. Thanks a lot, Chipper. Expect that from Chris, not Neeley. Come on.
Nice.
Come on.
Oh, boy. All right, anybody else? Anybody else? I feel like what's that guy's name? The former speechwriter for Nixon on Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Oh, Ben Stein.
Ben Stein. I feel like Ben Stein. Anyone else? Anyone else? Here we go.
Bueller.
Hail and kill, caller. You're on the air.
Back at you, fuckers.
Nice. Nice.
That was good.
Thank you, Doghouse. Oh, great.
All right, this show is spiraling quickly out of control.
Well, see, that's why people like the live show, I guess. I don't know. That was good. Good, Doghouse. That was good. Excellent. Thanks for checking out the Best of the Classic Metal Show. You can tune into the Classic Metal Show live every Saturday night from 9 p.m. to 3 a.m. Eastern, exclusively at www.theclassicmetalshow.com.
The Classic Metal Show.